So you guys, we are getting into our last two sections for math. Today is Wednesday. So today Wednesday, I posted this video. Friday, I will post the second part of this video. You guys have to do review break 1, review break 2. And then next week, I'm going to post a review on everything we've done so far, the last section that we did. And then your test will be next week, Friday. And that's it. We're done for the year. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can write me. But if not, then you guys can still write me. But just let me know if you have any questions, okay? So let's get into the notes. So for this section, we are solving for a variable. Just to review, a variable is a letter that symbolizes or represents a number that we don't know. So we're going to do one-step equations in this video and then two-step equations in the next video. So there's two rules to solving one-step equations and two-step equations. The first rule is do the opposite. So our opposite signs are plus and minus and times and division. Those are your opposites. So if you're working with a plus, then you do minus. If you have a minus, then you do plus. So it's literally doing the opposite sign. And then times and division go together. These always go together. You never do plus and multiplication together or division and minus, division and plus. No, it's always plus and minus together, multiply and dividing together. The second rule is variables go on the left, so left side of the equal sign. And numbers with no variables go on the right side of the equal sign. So this is your format. So if you guys see in this example, I've got a variable on the left side and I got a number on the right side. This number, 12, is on the wrong side. It belongs on this side. So what do? You do the opposite operation. So that's how you're going to move that 12 over. We have a plus. What's the opposite of plus? Minus. So you're going to subtract the number that needs to move, which is 12 in this case, and you're going to subtract it on the side it belongs. So the numbers belong on the right side, so I'm going to subtract it from the right side of the equal sign. Okay, so that's the first step. We did the opposite, and then you subtract 12. This 12 minus 12 equals 0. They always cancel out, but you don't have to write the 0. I just want you to do an x. Why? Because 12 minus 12 is 0. So that's the point we're moving it. So it's no longer there. It's on the other side now. So you bring down your y and your equal sign. And then you subtract 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. So our y, our variable y value is 16. If you want to check it, if you take 16, which is where the y was, and add 12, it equals 28. Okay, so that's plus. Same steps goes for number 2. What sign do we have here? Minus. We've got x's on the left, numbers on the right. This number does not belong here. So we do the opposite of the sign. We have for this one a minus. So the opposite sign is plus. And then same thing. We're going to move them over to the side where it belongs. So this again crosses out. We're going to bring down your x equals. And then you're going to add 9 plus 7 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1 plus 8 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 136 is our x value. Again, if you want to check to see if it's right, you take the number 136 and you subtract 49. And you guys will have to check your answer at one point when you guys are taking your notes. I want to make sure you guys are writing this part down. So this is called your check, because this is actually in you guys' paces, even though you guys don't have a math pace, but this is a part of doing your work. 16 minus 9, you borrow. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then this is a 2 now, so 12 take away 4 is 87. That's how you check if it's right. So that's how you do plus and minus using the opposite sign. Pretty easy, one step. You just add or subtract it on the other side. That's why it's called a one-step equation. For multiplying and dividing, same procedure, just with their opposite. So in this case, we've got our x's on the left, our numbers on the right, but when it comes to division and multiplication, we want the x to be by itself, the way it was for the adding and subtracting. You see how there is no number here next to the y or next to the x. So we want the x, the y, whatever variable, we want them by themselves. So how do you move it? This means 3 times x. So what would be the opposite? To divide. So what do? You take the number 3 or whatever number is next to it and you divide it. So this cancels and then you divide it on the other side. So we've got x now all by itself, and then 27 divided by 3 is 9. So how do you check? We had 3 times x, now is 9. 3 times 9 is 27, which is how we started. I'm actually going to do another one of those just in case. So if we were to have 5x equals 25, same steps. We know that this means 5 times x. So what's the opposite of multiplication? You divide. So this cancels. Oops. This cancels. And then we divide on the other side. So x is all by itself. And then you do 25 divided by 5, which is 5. So if you check, it is 5, and then where the x is, you plug in your 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So that's for multiplication. And then now for division, if you have x over 4 equals, let's see, I think it was 10 that I had up there. So now this means whatever number this is on top is saying x divided by 4 equals 10. That's what it's saying. So what's the opposite of division? In this case is multiplication. So you're going to take that 4, you're going to take 4 and you're going to multiply it on the other side. This cancels. Now x is all by itself, and then 10 times 4 is 40. How do you check your answer? If you put 40 over 4 equals 10. This means 40 divided by 4. 40 divided by 4 equals 10. So that's how you know it's right. So if we do, let's say c over 7 equals 20, nope, not 28. Equals 4. So we've got c divided by 7 equals 4. So what's the opposite of division? Multiply 7 on both sides. C equals 28. If we plug it in, 28 was on top, divided by 7 equals 4. 28 divided by 7 equals 4. So it's right. Okay, pretty easy. It's you do plus or minus all the way through. That's all you do. So I'll do one more of each just so you guys can have it repeated. Let's say variable can be any letter. So let's say j plus 19 equals 38. Actually, I'll use bigger numbers because it works with big numbers too. So let's say 198 equals 502. So what's the opposite sign of plus is the first step you do. So minus, and then this number is on the wrong side, so we have to move that one over. So 198, and we subtract 198 on the other side. So remember, you're not bringing this one over here. No, you're bringing 198 to the other side, because the rule is numbers without variables go on the right side. So if we subtract this, 12 minus 8 is 4, 9 minus 9 is 0, 4 minus 1 is 3. So if we want to check our answer, we take this, J equals, so we take our number 304 and we're going to add it to 198 to see if it's true. So let's put it in columns. 8 plus 4 is 12, 9 plus 1 is 10, 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 502, which is what we started with. Okay, that's how you check your answer. If you guys were to get a different answer, that means your work was wrong. So let's say you have G plus 243 equals 392, right? Let's say you subtracted this. I'm going to subtract it wrong on purpose just so you guys can see what I mean by checking your answer. So let's say you did 3 minus 2 is 1, 9 minus 4 is 5, 3 minus 2 is 1. So let's say that was your answer. If you were to take this number and add it to 243, it is not going to give you 392. So let's see, 151 plus 243. If we add it, 1 plus 3 is 4, 5 plus 4 is 9, 1 plus 3 or 1 plus 2 is 3. I got 194. My answer is supposed to be 192. So even though I'm off by a little bit, by 2 numbers, then that means this is wrong. That means that the work that I did was wrong. So that's why you always want to check your answer. So let's go back. If we go back and redo our math, 2 cannot take away 3, so we're going to borrow. 12, 11, 10, 9. 8 minus 4 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now let's check 149 plus 243. 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry your 1. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 1 is 392. Now it's right. Okay. Let's do W minus 98 equals let's say 17. So W minus 98 equals 17. So we're going to do opposite of the sign because this is on the wrong side, which is plus 98. This cancels, plus 98 on the other side. 7 plus 8 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11. So if we were to check 115 minus 98, you borrow 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then this is 10 minus 9 is 1. So 17, 17. So you did the work right. So that's plus and minus. If you have, let's say, 4 M equals 20. This means 4 times m. So again, 4 times m equals 20. So what would be the opposite? It would be to do 4 divided by 4 instead of times 4. So you divide 4 on the other side. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So remember, this means the same thing as this. It's just it's written in a fraction form. And then the 4's cancel. M is by itself. M equals 5. So if you wanted to check your answer, you would do 4 times m, which is 5. 4 times 5 is 20. And that's what we started with. So that's how you know it's right. If you have 9 times z equals 81. This is 9 times z. So 9 times z equals 81. So we do the opposite, which is division. So you divide, that cancels, divide. So z equals 81 divided by 9. 81 divided by 9 is 9. If you take 9 and replace z with 9, this is 9 times 9, which is 81. Okay? And last but not least, division. So if we have p over 9 equals 3. So this means p divided by 9 equals 3. So what is the opposite sign? What is the opposite of times? The opposite of division is times 9. So we're going to do 3 times 9. And then that cancels out this 9. P is by itself. 9 times 3 is 27. So if you have q over 10 equals, let's see, 20. Actually, let's do 24 because you guys can do them with big numbers. So this means q divided by 10 equals 24. So opposite of division is times 10. So that cancels 10, and then we do times 10 on the other side. Q is all by itself. 24 times 10 is 24. 24 times 1 is 24, and then since there's a 0, we put them there. So that means 240 over 10, which is our Q, 240, is 24. 240 divided by 10 is, you cancel out your zeros, 24 divided by 1 is 24. Okay? So let's say x over 15 equals, let's do 225. No, not 225. 6. So this means x divided by 15 equals 6. So what is our opposite sign? Times 15. That cancels, and then times 15. X is by itself. 15 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. So 90. So this means 90 divided by 15 equals 6. Okay. And last one, y over 4 equals 16. So this is y divided by 4 equals 16. Opposite of our sign is times 4. So times 4 on both sides. Cancel out this one. Y is by itself. 16 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, 5, 6. So 64. 64 over 4, which means 64 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6 once. You subtract, bring down your 4. 4 goes into 24 6 times. So 16 is right. Again, if you guys were to do the work wrong, it's going to show you when you check it. So let's say I would have gotten, instead of 16, let's say if I would have done 6 times 4 is 18, carry the 1, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 58 was my answer, divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 once. 4 goes into 18 4 times, which is 16. But I have a remainder of 2. This was not my answer. My answer was supposed to be 16. So that's how you know your answer is wrong. So when you check it, if the answer does not match up with the original, which is 16, that means you did something wrong with your work. So don't forget to check your work, guys. That's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Remember to rewatch the video. I can tell when you guys don't watch the video for the review break. So go ahead and do review break 1. It's going to have these kind of questions. And then remember, Friday I'm going to post part 2 of this video, which is 2-step equations. And then Friday the 22nd is your guys' final test, and it's going to cover this and the last I want to say 6 review breaks that we did before, which was section 1, 2, and this is section 3 or section 4, and the test is going to cover all of that. So go back and check those videos, go back and do the review break and send them to me so I can give you guys a grade on those. All right, God bless.